Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson. Let's watch them.
Back against the ropes. Ricky Morton sent in. He puts the grappler down to the canvas. And again, he leaps over. And Morton holds on. A hip toss takedown. And Ricky comes up with the side headlock. Here comes the other grappler. Look at Morton. Fly up in the air. Takes him down. A great move by Morton. Oh, Morton moves. He picks him up. Slams him down on top of him one. And the grappler just down with the elbow. Here comes Robert Gibson. Rick Morton comes in. And into the fist of Robert Gibson. The grappler has Robert Gibson back in the corner, driving the shoulder to the midsection, catches him with the forearm smash. Look at Robert reverse that situation, and a good move by the grappler, but Morton, look at him. Come up, a hip toss by Morton, or by Gibson again, and he comes in. What a great team this Rock and Roll Express is. What a couple of great wrestlers. Rick Morton slides under. What a good move. A leapfrog. Morton with the monkey flip. Look at him go. Ricky Morton pounding away at the grappler. The grappler sets himself. Waiting. He's on the middle row. He comes across. Puts Ricky Morton down again. They come in. Send him in double. And Johnson. Good. Johnson, elbow and down across two, and Morton able to get out of it again. The grappler. Oh! Ricky misses. He's close to the tag. He needs to get it. He needs to get over and get a tag. Hopefully, Rick Morton can make his way over there. He's pretty close, but both travelers close to him, and they prevent him from getting the tag. Morton prevented. Here comes Robert in, trying to help Ricky. Uh-oh. They're trying to go to a pile driver, but here comes Robert. He comes in. He catches him as the grappler comes up. Now all four of them in the ring. The grapplers, Rick Morton and Robert Gibson. The grappler goes out, and Robert Gibson going out after him. Look out. They're close to us here on the table. Look out. Right into the table. Well, in the back.
Ooh, Calhoun trying to get him down to 1 in, 1 out. Hart still over, giving a little height to the grapplers, and we're about ready for it. Hart is out of there. And bell time. Here we go, David.
It looks like grappler number 2 starting against Robert Gibson. Robert pushed back into the ropes by the grappler. This grappler team came in here out of Texas. Then they were out of the area for a few weeks, but came roaring back in here. Grappler using the shoulder to drive Robert Gibson back to the turnbuckles. Going to try to whip him into the turnbuckles across the way. Robert Gibson reversed it, slipped and climbed the rope, flipped over. What a move. Robert Gibson puts both the grapplers down on the mat, both grapplers out of the ring, down on the floor, and the Rock and Roll Express in charge. 45 seconds gone in this match. 10 minutes, the overall time limit. Rick Morton has stepped in for the Rock and Roll Express after the tag. Grappler is still conferring back in the corner. Now the grappler is making an exchange too. So now grappler number 1 in the air against Rick Morton. Back on the ropes, referee Jerry Calhoun there wants him backed away from the rope. Rick Morton steps back 3/4 of the way across the ring. Morton go work on the arm. The grappler reversed him, so Rick in for the headlock now. Around behind him. Grappler slips him, takes Rick's arm up in a hammer position. Hey, flips over him. Grappler with a shoulder butt knocks Rick down to the mat. Rick going to try to throw him with the arm. Can't do it. Flips in. This time Rick Morton gets him off his feet. Well, some good moves from both of them. There's Rick's next flip. And a little hip toss. The grapplers both head out of the ring. And here they are down on the floor. They're saying, hey. snapped his neck as he got Robert off his feet. 4-arm back on the rope. Robert Gibson in the air and body slam by the grappler. Grappler drops down with a fist. Grappler's taken control of the match here. It's been rock and roll express up till now, but the grapplers the last 30 seconds have really worked over Robert Gibson. 3 minutes gone. A body slam put on Robert Gibson by the grappler. Lower leg across the side of the head. Grappler using the fist. Grappler set for the double team. Down to the mat goes Robert Gibson. Grappler drops on him. Repeatedly dropping with the upper arm. Robert Gibson trying to get to his feet, but the grappler grabs him, throws him into the rope. There's the knee by Robert. Here comes Rick Morton. After the tag, Rick going after both of them. Now everybody in the ring. Rick Morton presses one of them down to the mat. Referee's trying to get Robert Gibson and the other grappler out of there. Rick's got the shoulders down. The other grappler number one, on the way back to the corner, hits him in the head with a foot. And now he covers Rick Morton. Count of 2, 3. That's going to be it. And the grapplers have their hands raised. The grapplers declared the winner by the referee. He was trying to sort things out across the ring. Grapplers step back in there.
Stagger and Dutch Mantell, Dave, I think, came out there to tell the referee about using the loaded boot and the wrong one being in there.
And, yeah. All right, reversal by the referee on the decision. And the Rock and Roll Express declared the winner. Dutch Mantell up there at ringside. Stagger Lee also at ringside. He explained to the referee what happened with that boot. Grappler claims it's an orthopedic boot. Opponents will tell you different. And the grapplers now, boy, they're still hot, but they're not getting back in the ring. They're just discussing it from down on the floor. Rick and Robert have not left the ring. Grapplers declaring themselves the winner, but the referee has rendered his decision, and he's